Hello everyone, welcome to the spoiler show review of Mud. Now, if you don't know the drill already, basically this is the more in-depth analysis with spoilers for the actual review, the Z review. And if you want to see that, which is basically my initial thoughts and my full thoughts on the movie, just go see that, the original review. Now, just to warn you guys again, this is spoilers. Now, one of the things I want to talk about that I couldn't really go really in depth in the other review is the relationship between Mud and Juniper. Now, this is a very, very great, tragic relationship, but it's also very realistic. It's not other forces keeping these two together or pulling them apart. It's themselves, which is you see every single day in some relationships. Mud is head over heels over this girl, will do anything for her, even kills a man because he harmed her. But she only cares for him when he's there, when it's convenient for her. But he's always going to be there for her, even putting his own life away just to please her. That said, she does love Mud. She obviously does, because she does keep coming back to him. But she wants more than Mud. She wants to be able to do something more of her life. She wants a real boyfriend that she can really get behind. And Mud just doesn't provide that for her. So it's a very complex relationship they have going. She'll get with someone, and if anything goes bad, she goes right back to Mud, who's waiting like a lost puppy. And if so, he might need to go back and fight off whatever hurt her in the first place. So it's a very complex relationship, one that's very destructive on both ends of them. But still, it's very realistic, and I can see it happening. They obviously love each other. It's very simple about that. But you know they can't be together because of how they treat each other and what they want. So it's a great relationship, one of the best I've seen in film. Really good. I really like it a lot. Actually, a lot of the relationships in this movie, while not good relationships, are realistic. Like the relationship between Ellis's parents. There's a little feud, and then it fizzles out. They just don't want to be together anymore. They want different things. And this defies Ellis's ideal of if you love someone, be with them. But he doesn't really realize that some people could just lose the love that they've had. So it's a very good relationship, and it adds to Ellis's personal beliefs and the questioning of said beliefs. Ellis's relationship with his girlfriend's another great example. It's like, for one moment, he thinks he actually has a girlfriend, but then the next is just, she thought it was one thing, he thought something differently. And then she just treats him like nobody. I've seen that kind of relationship happen. I'm in high school. This has happened to a couple of people I know. And it's really sad, but things like that do happen. And even though you really hate his girlfriend by the end of it, at one point it seemed like she was a good person. She was a good fit for Ellis. So that's really good. Another thing I want to talk about, Mud, the character. It's one of the best characters I've seen all year. Not one of my favorite of all time, but still great character. McConaughey brings this sense of awesomeness that you see in some McConaughey roles, but not in the majority. Now, Mud is very nice. He's a very good man. But he's very superstitious as well. He's very mysterious. He's got a sense of awe to him. Like something, there's something off about him. But he's just a really good guy. But then you find out, Mud's a killer. He's killed people. So, is he really a good guy still? I'd say so. He's still very generous. He's very nice to the children. He's very respectful. But he also will go to great lengths to protect someone he loves. Does that make him noble, or does that make him almost pathetic, considering the relationship he has with Juniper? The way she will toss him aside if something better comes along. So, and the way he just stays out of heels, I'd say it's sort of pathetic, but it's also noble that he loves her and he wants to protect her. So, he's a really great character, one with multiple sides, very well-rounded. Just an awesome character to watch. I wish he had a little more focus. I wish he was the lead instead of Ellis. You know, this could have been an adult's coming-of-age story. The coming-of-age of an adult going from a man, but a man sort of with a childlike innocence, to really becoming a man who is done with the things that he has done and has moved on from his destructive relationship. Personally, I think that would have made the movie quite a bit better than what they went with, but still, it's a very great character. I love it a lot. The battle scene at the end with the bounty hunters coming to kill Mud because he killed the guy's brother. Like I said in the other review, the bounty hunters were weak, one-dimensional. Let's kill the guy. Bah, bah, bah. They could give us one more scene where, you know, we really get to see the sadness over the brother's death. Maybe, like, contribute more to, like, these characters. Because all you know is, like, they go in and there's a really well choreographed fight scene, but they all get killed anyway, you know? It's like, so Tom comes in, he does a lot of that sniping. They talked about the backstory. I thought that was a nice tie-in. Mud shows he's very competent with a weapon. But basically, while I did like the fight scene, I thought it was unneeded. You know, I kind of think it would have been better if Mud basically says goodbye to Ellis and slips away into the night on his own accord. And then basically it'd be symbolistic of him truly moving on by himself, instead of basically getting shot and taken by Tom to be moved on. So, personally, I thought the fight scene, while good, was unnecessary. Now, another thing I want to talk about is the coming of age of Ellis. Ellis, he comes out a better person at the end of this movie. He goes in as this naive little idealistic child who's quiet, but has the strong sense of integrity. And it keeps a lot of his good characteristics by the end. But at the end, he's also lost that naiveness, you know? He's more mature, more adult, and that's why it makes it such a great coming-of-age story. His ideals and his beliefs, they have changed. To the better, I think, since he knows more about life and how harsh it can be, and how it's not simple. So, he comes out a better person. And another thing, I think the movie was trying to build up that Ellis could become Mud. They seem to be very similar in the childhood, and at the snake bite, it just seems like eminent that Ellis will become Mud. I don't think so. I think because of his experience with Mud, Ellis will grow and be a better person than Mud. One that doesn't get drawn into the bad world that Mud drew himself into. So I think even though the similarities between them are great, I still think Ellis would become his own person, and one that basically transcends what Mud would ever be. So, yeah, that's about it. You know, a little more in depth. I wanted to talk about these things a lot more, because I couldn't really talk about them in the other one without giving away some spoilers. So, anyway, okay movie. I already talked about what I didn't like in the original review. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. Subscribe. Tell me what you want me to review next. See ya.